Hello, my name is Bogdan, and in this video I want to show you how to debug Search Boost. So the common problem is that you are not seeing the results that you expect to see, and there can be a lot of reasons why that happens. And in this video I will show you how you can systematically check all the places to narrow down the problem. Well, the first thing that you have to do is determine either the content actually gets returned by the module, because in many cases you're working with a module that simply either is not searchable or it doesn't return all the results. So the first thing to check is that the module that you want to search is actually searchable. And you can do this in the extensions screen. Just locate the extension that you're interested in. Let's, for example, look at the banners module. So I go and edit this module, and here you'd see three options, one of which is called is searchable. Yes, and it says false. So this module is not searchable. But on the other hand, if I go to the HTML module, for example, it should be searchable. So it's true. So that's the first thing that you have to determine. Next, if the module is searchable, you have to make sure that it returns the right results. And to do this, first you have to set the loggers to debug. Set both loggers. We don't need the user search logging to debug yet, but we'll need it later. So I will enable both at this time. And then perform a reindexing. So I'm clearing the index, and then I am reindexing the content. What this does, it wipes out everything that was already indexed and starts the indexing again. And now I will navigate to where the log files are created. So they are in portals, default, logs, search boost. And here I would look at the indexer log file. And here, while in debug mode, Search Boost will log everything about every step that it's doing. So if it's indexing an HTML module, it says which one is, the ID of the module, and also the content returned by the module. So the first thing is you'd have to search here for some content that you know that should be coming and it's not. Yeah, like for example, content, I don't know, yeah. And then you can see if it comes from the module type, the HTML module or whatever module you're looking for, yeah. And you have then to watch that it's the right content and that there is no error. Sometimes there are errors. Let's see if we have any in this log. No, we don't have any errors at this log. But sometimes instead of debug, it will say error, and that could indicate why the content is not searchable. So at least you got an error message, you have something to start from. But let's say now that the content actually exists in the log file and it's still not pulled up in the results. Well, the next thing that you do is perform a search. So let's say I search for DNN. Yeah. This will pull up some results here. And you can go to the log files, and this time the files are in the portal home folder, Search Boost. And here there's a log file that starts with search. Open these log files and it will show you detailed information about the search that you just performed. And the most interesting aspect here is to locate these two queries. This one yes, and this one, which is the filters. So the only difference between these two is that this one would get some boost applies and other rules, and this is just filters down the results. But they are both applied to the index. So now let's get to the index story. So we have the content in the index or not. So that would be the first question. And to open the index, you can use a tool called Look. You can use Look 3.5.0 for older version of SearchBoost. For SearchBoost 3.0, you can use Look 4 as well. And this will ask me to open the folder where SearchBoost keeps the index. And this is located in portal, default, and this is the name. But please note that this information applies only to SearchBoost prior version 3.0. In 3.0, the index will be per index, and it will be located in portals, home folder, cache, and then SearchBoost. So this would be the search index. So let's get back. Let's grab this folder and select it here. Let's try that again. Okay. So now I have a index open. I can see there are 37 fields, 33 documents. A document basically is an entry. So now the first thing that you can do is make sure that the content exists here. And how you can make sure? Just search for it. Yeah. So you want to, most of the time you want to switch to the standard analyzer. This is the closest to what SearchBoost is using. And also you'd probably want to send the content to searching content by default. So then just type search and you can see the entries. So that would be the first step to determine that even if the content was in the indexing log, did it actually get into the index? So you have to determine that first. Once you determine that, the problem could be with the query. Yeah. So grab this query from here, paste it here, press one space, grab the other query here and place it here and type search. And at this time, maybe you no longer see the results. And this means that it was filtered out by one of these conditions. And if that happened, I think you can debug it yourself. For example, by removing parentheses one at a time. Yes. So for example, I could remove this subtype, the subtype filter. Give me 1 second to select it. Yeah, until here. And then search again and see when the result starts appearing, it means that you've just deleted the parentheses, the condition that was causing the issue. At this point, I think it's better that you contact us and send us your query and the part that is not working, and we can debug and investigate further. And I think this is it. These are the basics of debugging search, the search with SearchBoost. So first, determine that the module is searchable, then enable logging, look at the indexing logs, check that the content that you're looking for comes up in the log, check that there are no errors in the log related to that content. Then open Lucene index with look, check that the record exists in the index. Then find these queries in the search file for this to appear, you'd have to go to the front end and make a search for that term. Yes, and then you would be able to find this. And finally, just delete conditions to narrow it down to something specific. I think in some cases you'd be able to figure out what the problem is yourself. In other cases, you would file a bug report with us. I hope this helps, and thank you for your time.